This is every single book that I read in the month of August, as well as my honest, unfiltered thoughts on each book. So we started off the month of August really strong with Silver Cloak. This one was a surprising 4.5 star read for me. This is another one of those like no bullshit, really enemies to lovers. Actually, like they are mortal enemies. They somehow end up falling for each other despite all odds. Finally, we get a female protagonist that doesn't just fall for the dude and then sacrifice her entire life for him. Basically, in this world, people who use too much magic at one time can drain their like magical wells. And when this happens, they need to refill their magic so they can use it again. Except this time they fulfill their magical wells by pleasure. I'm not gonna get more into that because if you catch my drift, you know what's kind of going on here. After that, the next 2 weeks of my life were dominated by Jasad Air and Jasad Crown. I think I saw another creator talk about how she was like physically ill reading this duology, and then it turns out that she just had like food poisoning. Actually, stand by your business because I 100% agree. I was physically ill, more so reading the second book in the series as opposed to the first one. I did give both of them 4 stars. There was some kind of plot issues that I didn't necessarily like, and I didn't initially like the dynamic between Sylvia and Arin. But honestly, this solved itself halfway through the book. And as for the Jasad Crown, the only reason I docked a star from this rating is because I just personally wasn't really a big fan of the ending. So regardless, I still ate up this duology, and yeah, I was a bit physically ill reading the second book. Sue me. Afterwards, I tried to read The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. I did DNF it, but it's a soft DNF. I will come back to it later. I just wasn't in the right mood for it, but I was really enjoying the book. So don't worry, I will come back to Devils when I'm in the right headspace, just not now. Now into Two Twisted Crowns, the second book in the Shepherd King duology by Rachel Gillig. I had been putting off reading this book for a while. Did like the first book in the series, but I wasn't particularly compelled to read the sequel. Do think that the sequel is better than the first book, but not by much. I think Rachel Gillig really hits it out of the park with really ingenuitive fantasy worlds. Where it kind of fell flat for me were some of the aspects of the plot. There were some aspects towards the end where they were like plot points that just felt really convenient. The romance in this book also felt underdeveloped and very rushed. For that reason, I believe I gave it 3 stars. Finally, I ended the month on House of the Beast by Michelle Wong. I've seen so many creators recommend this book, and so I just had to read it. But if I'm being honest, I just really didn't like the writing. I'm not really a fan of like very stilted and kind of formal writing, and I felt the writing was quite stiff and formal and stilted. I felt like there was a lot of telling and not really a lot of showing. I wasn't really a fan of the romance either because the two characters had known each other for quite some time before things started escalating, and it felt really toxic and unhealthy. But that just might be like the point, like that it's not a healthy relationship. Ending really saved a lot of the other aspects of the book for me. So in the end, I give this 3.5 stars. And that is everything that I read in the month of August. Comment down below what books you read this month and what your thoughts are on them. I'd love to know. And as always, feel free to follow for more book related content as well as my rants and random rambles.